Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Sumaya Al-Alwali, student at Rehan AI Teachers Institute Batch 21. And welcome back to the series topic ChatGPT. Today we are diving into something super important for success in every field. How to think creatively and solve problems effectively. In a world that's constantly changing, creativity isn't just for artists, it's a skill we all need. And problem solving, that's something we face every single day. So today I'll be asking ChatGPT some really interesting questions to explore how we can sharpen our thinking and become better problem solvers. So let's get started. Hi ChatGPT.
Hey, great to hear from you. What's on your mind today?
I have questions to ask you about how to think creatively and solve problems effectively.
Absolutely. I'd love to dive into that. Do you want me to kick things off with some questions, or is there a specific area of creativity or problem solving you're focusing on?
Now I have some sets of questions. So first set is about understanding creative thinking. And the question is, what does it really mean to think creatively?
That's a great starting point. So, when we talk about thinking creatively, it's really about breaking free from conventional patterns. It's seeing possibilities others might miss, connecting seemingly unrelated ideas, and being open to ambiguity. After all, it's more about the process than just a single aha moment. What do you think? Does that align with how you see it?
That's really interesting way to define creativity. Thanks. Uh, and the second question is creativity something we are born with or can we develop it?
Ooh, I love that question. So it's kind of a mix. While some people might have a natural inclination toward creative thinking, the truth is creativity is also a skill we can cultivate through practice, exposure to new ideas, and a bit of courage to experiment. We can all boost our creative capacities.
Great, that's really encouraging. Why do some people struggle to think creatively?
Yeah, that's a really relatable one. A lot of times people get stuck in familiar patterns or they worry about judgment, so they don't take risks. Also, sometimes it's just about a lack of time or exposure to new perspectives. Once they break out of that comfort zone, creativity often blossoms. What do you think? Have you seen that with anyone?
Yes, and you are
Yeah,
explaining a lot. That's wonderful.
I'm really glad it's clicking for you. If you have more questions or another set of topics you want to dive into, I'm ready. Just let me know.
Yes, another question is about how does a fear affect creative thinking?
Ooh, that's a really important one. Fear can actually be a huge block to creativity because it makes us hold back, avoid risks, and stick to safer choices. But on the flip side, when we learn to recognize that fear, it can actually push us to take bolder steps and explore new territory. So it's all about managing it.
Right.
Does that resonate with your experience?
Yes, that's relatable. And other question is about can routine and habits limit creativity?
Yeah, they definitely can if we're not careful. Routine and habits are super helpful for productivity, but if they become too rigid, they can shut down that sense of novelty. To keep creativity alive, we need to sprinkle in some spontaneity, new experiences, different environments, so we don't get stuck in a rut. What do you think? Do you feel like routines help you, or do they limit you sometimes?
I never thought about it that way, but it is helpful. Thank you.
Of course, I'm really glad it helped. Yeah, routines can be a double edged sword. It's all about balance. If you ever want to explore ways to mix it up or introduce more creative sparks into your routine, just let me know.
Right. So what are some simple ways to boost creativity daily?
Oh, great question. Some simple ways could be things like changing your environment, maybe working in a new spot, going for a walk, or even just playing with a new medium like doodling or writing freeform. Also, setting aside a few minutes each day to simply observe things like people, nature, random sounds can spark new ideas. What kind of small changes do you think you'd like to try?
Yes, you sound really good, and these are the really practical tips. I'll work on it. How important is curiosity in creative thinking?
Oh, it's absolutely crucial. Curiosity is like the fuel for creative thinking. When we're curious, we ask more questions, we explore beyond the obvious, and we don't settle for surface level answers. So the more curious we stay, the more creative potential we unlock. Does that
Okay,
spark any new ideas for you?
yes. Does asking more questions improve creativity?
Absolutely. Asking more questions is like digging for hidden gems. It pushes you to look at a problem from different angles, challenge assumptions, and discover new connections. So, the more curious you are, the more raw material you have for creative breakthroughs.
I should try this more often.
Yeah, definitely. And don't worry if it feels a bit awkward at first. Just start small, maybe question everyday routines or ask why more often. Over time, you'll see how it opens up new pathways for creative thinking. I
Right.
can't wait to hear how it goes.
How does exposure to new experiences help creativity?
Oh, that's a big one. When you expose yourself to new experiences like different cultures, hobbies, or even just new people, you're gathering a whole range of ideas and perspectives. And the more you feed your brain with novelty, the more raw material you have to combine in surprising ways.
Right.
It's like a creative spice.
Can creativity be improved through practice?
Oh, definitely. Creativity is like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. You can experiment with brainstorming, trying new creative exercises, or even just setting aside time daily to make something, even if it's small. Over time, you'll notice your creative skills evolving.
Right. So ChatGPT, I have some questions about problem solving basics as well. And the question is, what is effective problem solving?
Ah, great shift. So, effective problem solving is really about a structured approach. It starts with clearly defining the problem, breaking it down into manageable parts, generating multiple solutions, and then evaluating which one is best. It's a mix of logic, creativity, and a bit of trial and error.
What about people when they panic while facing problems? What should they do at that time?
Yeah, that's really common. When people panic, their thinking can get clouded. So it's really important to pause, take a few deep breaths, and break the problem down into smaller, less overwhelming pieces. Sometimes just regaining that sense of calm helps them get back on track and find solutions.
What is the reason? Why do people panic?
Yeah, so panic often kicks in because of stress. Our brain goes into this fight or flight mode. When we perceive a problem as a threat, our logical thinking kind of takes a backseat.
Hmm.
It's a natural survival response, but it can block rational problem solving. So once people recognize that, they can ground themselves and think clearly.
Right. What is the first step in solving any problem?
The very first step is defining the problem clearly. So you need to understand exactly what's going on. What's the real issue? What's the scope? And who or what it affects? Once you have a precise problem definition, you can start brainstorming solutions.
Right. Can overthinking make problem solving harder?
Oh, absolutely. When we overthink, we can get stuck in analysis paralysis. We're just circling the same ideas without moving forward. So it's important to balance reflection with action. Gather info, but then give yourself permission to make a decision and adjust as you go.
Right. Now I have set of questions about practical skills for problem solving. So what are some effective techniques for solving problems?
Ah, great focus. Some really effective techniques include things like brainstorming, mind mapping, the five whys technique, where you ask why multiple times to get to the root cause, and also using a structured framework like SWOT analysis or even breaking it down step by step. The key is choosing a method that fits the problem. Does any of that sound like a technique you'd want to try?
That's really useful. I will. How does breaking a problem into smaller parts help?
Yeah, that's a big one. When you break a problem down into smaller pieces, each part becomes easier to tackle. It reduces overwhelm, lets you focus on one aspect at a time, and often solving those smaller pieces leads you to the bigger solution. So it's kind of like a roadmap.
Yes, that sounds manageable. What role does logic play in problem solving?
Oh, logic is really the backbone. It helps you stay grounded, test assumptions, and connect cause and effect. Basically, it keeps you from getting lost in guesswork and ensures you're working toward a solution that's actually realistic and sound.
That's a strong point. Can teamwork improve problem solving?
Oh, absolutely. Teamwork is huge. When you bring diverse perspectives together, you get a richer set of ideas and you can spot blind spots that you might miss alone. Plus, it spreads out the cognitive load so the team can solve more complex problems together.
That's really insightful. So, ChatGPT, how do creative thinkers approach problems differently?
Yeah, that's a great question. Creative thinkers tend to approach problems by reframing them. So instead of sticking to the first obvious definition, they ask different what if or why not questions. They're also more comfortable with ambiguity, so they experiment, take risks, and look for patterns others might overlook.
Right. So,
Yeah. If you have any other angles you want to explore, like specific techniques or maybe how to apply these ideas in a real world scenario, I'm all ears. Just let me know what you'd like to dig into next.
yes, I have section about creativity plus problem solving together. How are creativity and problem solving connected?
Ah, great tie in. So, creativity is like the engine that drives problem solving forward. When we think creatively, we generate novel solutions that we might not see with just a logical approach. So, by combining them, we expand the range of possible solutions and often find more innovative outcomes.
So means this is very powerful connection, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they're really complementary. Creativity gives you that fresh, unconventional spark, and problem solving gives you the structure to make sure those ideas actually come to life.
Right.
Together, they're really powerful.
Can creative thinking lead to better solutions?
Oh, absolutely. Creative thinking lets you break free from the usual patterns, so you might discover solutions that are more efficient, more impactful, or just outside the box in a way that traditional thinking might miss. So it's often a real game changer for breakthroughs.
That's inspiring. So ChatGPT, how can we think outside the box when solving problems?
Oh, great question. One way is to deliberately shift your perspective, like looking at the problem from a different field or industry, or even imagining you're solving it for someone else. You can also give yourself permission to be playful, experiment, combine unrelated ideas, and see what sparks.
Right. How can failure improve our problem solving skills?
Oh, that's a really powerful one. Failure is like a teacher. It helps you see what didn't work so you can refine your approach. Each failure gives you feedback and that lets you adjust, test new ideas, and build more resilience. So in the long run, you problem solve better.
That's a positive way to see it. I have a last section which is about mindset and growth. And the question is, what mindset helps in becoming a better problem solver?
Ooh, great focus. A growth mindset is really key here. When you believe your abilities can improve with effort and learning, you're more resilient, more curious, and you don't shy away from challenges. That mindset keeps you open to growth, so you keep sharpening your problem solving skills.
Right. How can we stay calm under pressure?
Yeah, staying calm under pressure often comes down to practice and awareness. Techniques like deep breathing, pausing before you react, and even visualizing success can really help. It's about bringing yourself back to the present and focusing on the next step, not the whole weight of the problem.
Right. That's really helpful. Does confidence affect creativity and problem solving?
Oh, definitely. Confidence gives you the courage to take risks, try out unconventional ideas, and trust your process. When you believe in yourself, you're more likely to push boundaries, bounce back from setbacks, and keep exploring new solutions.
Right. What about brain? How can we train our brain to think differently?
Great point. Our brains are really adaptable. You can train them by exposing yourself to new information, practicing different mental exercises like puzzles, or even just trying new routines. And staying curious. Over time, these small shifts help rewire how you approach problems.
Right. The last question is about one habit that can change the way we think and solve problems.
Oh, I'd say a really powerful habit is setting aside daily reflection time. When you pause at the end of each day to think about what worked, what didn't, and what you could try differently, it builds greater self awareness and a more intentional approach to problem solving.
Right. This is it. Thank you so much, ChatGPT, for joining me today. We explored how creativity and problem solving go hand in hand, and how small changes in our thinking can make a big difference in our lives. So, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm really glad it was helpful. If you ever want to dive deeper or revisit any of these topics, I'm here for you. Take care and keep that curiosity going.
Thank you. So, remember, creativity is not about being perfect, it's about being open, curious, and willing to try new ideas. And every problem is just an opportunity. This is Sumaya signing off. Allah Hafiz.